Most women don't fall off because they don't know what to eat. They fall off because they wait until they're absolutely starving to figure it out. That's why meal prep has become one of the biggest habits that's been keeping me consistent. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need 20 different recipes. You just need a few meals that actually fit your life. So today, I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like.
If you've been on the hunt for some healthy, delicious, high protein meals, and I'm probably going to include a snack, a little snacky yacky, you're in the right place. My name is Coach Ty. I'm here to help you ladies get fit, feel sexy, give y'all something reasonable, easy to cook for yourself and probably your family as well. And it actually tastes good because you put some flavor in your food. I'm all about flavor over here. If you ever see any of my meal plans or my meals before, I kind of keep it simple and I keep it the same. Find your proteins you love, find your carbs that you love, find your fats that you love, and stick to those things and just put them on repeat because that's how you get the goals, baby girl. That's how you get the goals. And that's what we're here for. Hey, nice orange, dear beauty. Y'all can't really see that. Y'all see the booty? Actually, wait a minute, because your girl been working. Oh. Anyways, um, yeah, let's get into today's meals. I'm super excited because it really didn't take a long time to cook these meals. You cook these meals super duper quickly and they're gonna taste good. That's the main key. Again, if you're new here, Coach Ty, I'm a certified nutrition coach and personal trainer based in Atlanta, Georgia. If y'all want any of my meal plans, I finally have them live. They're live. You just gotta check the description box below. All right, let's cook.
Getting started off with fresh ground turkey, 93% lean, 7% fat. If you are a ground beef girly, go ahead and switch over to ground beef if that is your thing. But I promise you, all of these seasonings are going to taste phenomenal with ground beef or ground turkey or ground chicken, whatever you like. I just want y'all to season your food, okay? Use herbs, use spices, change your sauces, try different marinades because if your meal prep tastes good, you're actually going to eat it. That is the goal. The goal isn't to just survive meal prep like, oh, this is nasty. I don't want to eat this. No, the goal is to enjoy it enough that you don't end up ordering takeout by Wednesday. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it a bean. Even if it's only last to Wednesday and you do have to happen to eat on Wednesday, that's all right. As long as you've made the effort to be consistent with the same meals every day so you know what you're putting into your body. I always tell my clients awareness is how you change. Once you're aware of what you're putting in your body, how much food you're putting in your body, what the portions are, that is when you're going to see a change in your overall fat loss if that is your goal. Or if your goal isn't fat loss and you're like, look, I'm just trying to put on a little bit of mass for that ad, then that works too. Going into the rice, I keep it very simple. Jasmine rice is my favorite. Basmati, if you have gut issues because it's easier on your digestion, clean your rice. Okay, like everybody makes their rice different. I understand some people don't clean their rice. I clean my rice when I'm just making the fresh white rice with my hubby and me. This is how I like to do it. I keep it simple. I don't do any measurements. Don't ask me for the measurements. Okay, let your ancestors guide you. That is the best way. I feel like it's the cooking. It's just allowing things to just happen naturally. So here, I normally wouldn't crowd the pot. I do not suggest crowding the pot like I'm doing it here. It definitely makes it a little bit more difficult, but I did not feel like using my big long stove. I normally have like this other tabletop stove. I forget what they call it, where you can just cook all your meats on one thing, long skillet. I don't know. But don't crowd it because then you're going to have to do what I have to do, which is just kind of like work with it. I ended up putting the lid over and letting it cook a little bit at a time. It still came out juicy. And that is the goal to ground turkey. I think a lot of people don't like ground turkey because it's dry. You're overcooking it if it's dry. Make sure you let it cook just enough. Go ahead and season your rice. I use chicken bouillon to give it that flavor. I know people like to cook their rice with broth. I do not do that. Okay. I like to go ahead and add the seasonings to the rice at my own discretion because I feel like sometimes broth it doesn't really give it that much seasoning. So season your rice so it tastes good. You're gonna eat it. Okay. It's not gonna add that many calories. I promise you. I promise. So give yourself about 20 minutes to cook this rice. I normally do just 10 minutes cooking on high and then I'll go ahead and turn it down later. Another thing I'll really tell my clients is like really just keeping things on hand that you can easily repeat. So like keeping the same proteins that you love. If you like to switch up, sometimes I like to throw a little shrimp in there too. Like you want things to be able to be easy enough to where you're not getting decision fatigue because it's real. It's all about saving brain power for the more important stuff like work things, family things, important stuff outside of what the heck to eat for dinner, like or lunch if you're eating this for lunch. But check it out. Look how juicy that is. That's how you want your ground turkey to look. If it doesn't look like that, girl, you overcooked it. It's gonna be dry and nasty. Okay. Don't say I didn't tell you nothing. All right, cool. Um, Another thing I tell my clients is like your environment should make your goals easier. So if your fridge is stocked with meals that support your goals, you're naturally going to make better decisions, right? If every meal requires you to start from scratch, you're probably going to order takeout, right? And that's not because you don't have discipline, it's because you're tired. So let's remove again the decision fatigue, the options to just make unhealthier decisions for ourselves. Get that out your kitchen. Go ahead and do a pantry clean out. If you haven't done a pantry clean out, go ahead and do that. I promise you it's going to make your life easier. Like right now, I'm looking at all the chips I had from just parties and things like that. I'm like, girl, you need to throw them away for you gorge on them in the middle of the night. And this is just why I love high protein ready options like this, because it's ready. You know it's going to taste good. All you're going to have to do is portion it out later. Protein is going to keep me and you both fuller longer. It's going to support our muscle growth. Honestly, just help me feel more satisfied throughout the day, especially if you're trying to lose body fat while keeping your curves, or like I said earlier, building muscle. Protein needs to be a top priority. Honestly, just a non-negotiable when it comes to making your meals. Again, like I'm gonna tell you this, I just need y'all to stop trying to chase variety all the time. Y'all probably see me make this meal 3 times on this YouTube account because this is what I eat. Like when you see on social media, everybody got the little cute little meals and be like all these different ingredients and stuff like that. That's cute to look at, okay? But you ain't got time to be cutting all them vegetables up and doing all that. We got places to pee and people to see. So keep your meals very easily, okay? Yeah. We don't need our we need meals that we're gonna eat next week again. That's kind of like what I keep telling myself. Consistency is gonna beat that creativity that everyone be having every single time. Again, if one Sunday you decide that you want to make your family like a really nice meal and you want to be elaborate, that's perfectly fine. But throughout the week, baby, we like easy meals, simple meals, high protein, delicious. You see, I put that garlic on that spinach. We need the garlic, okay? All right, look at this rice. I am the rice queen, and I don't even be cooking in a rice pot or a rice cooker. That rice is jamming, okay? It only takes 20 minutes. Something I've learned as a mom is that meals I prep aren't just for me anymore. As much as I used to be able to have the energy to meal prep for my husband and me separately, I'm feeding my family now. Like, it's not just me anymore, even though this tilapia is for me and that cod is for me. And I know my husband's not gonna eat that. He's gonna eat this ground turkey though. But on a deeper note, I am creating habits, right? I'm showing my child, my son, what it looks like to eat real food at home, and that matters. Even if he doesn't even eat the food that I'm giving him, because y'all know how toddlers be. My baby be toddlering up, and sometimes it's just chicken nuggets. But if you're overwhelmed, don't start with 7 days of meal prep. Start with these 2 protein options like myself. I have 1 carb. Later on, I'll show you all that I did have another carb from a different day, but 1 carb, 1 vegetable. That's it. This is how you're going to start building confidence before you build the complexity of like trying to be so many different meals at one time. I also think we need to stop treating one meal like it ruins everything. If you go out for dinner this week, okay, eat it, enjoy it, then come home and eat the meals you already prepped for the week. That's how consistency actually works. You don't need to keep starting over. You really just need to keep going. At the end of the day, meal prep isn't really about food. It's about becoming the kind of woman who plans ahead because she knows future. So her future self is going to deserve to feel good. Like you deserve to have healthy meals. You deserve to take care of yourself. And that's the women that we're becoming this summer. One meal, one habit, 1 week at a time. We're not going to continue to overhaul ourselves with all of these complications, all these things that we keep saying we're going to do, overwhelming ourselves. We're going to keep it simple. Okay, we go progress, not perfection. I always have to tell myself that because I'm always moving the marker. At least that's what my therapist says. She's like, you have so much success, but you keep moving the marker further and further away to where you're not sitting in your success. And you're not enjoying it because every time you accomplish one thing, you're already racing to the next. And I know a lot of us are very high achieving women that follow me that are looking for healthy meals like this, and you too are a high achieving woman that is always constantly like gunning on herself, basically not giving yourself enough grace. And I want you ladies to start giving yourself more grace in this season. And I'm just gonna just be quiet for a second and show y'all this right here is my husband's meal. I'm just prepping his on the side. Just wanted to let y'all know I gave him about almost close to 7 ounces of ground turkey. This is what a high protein meal looks like. Obviously, we're gonna put a little sauce in ours, but juicy, delicious, healthy, all the things. And this is what your meal should look like. This is the sweet potatoes I made earlier this week and some green beans I made earlier this week that I was able to eat. I actually had some potatoes I need to get rid of, so I did. I did actually end up making some potatoes, honestly, and this was super easy, y'all, too. So this takes about maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes max if your potatoes are a little bit denser than these. The rustic potatoes I tend to be a little bit harder to take longer to cook and a little bit harder to cook. These yellow ones are pretty soft and pretty easy, and that's what I had on hand. I just kind of cut these in half, but ladies, we're keeping it simple. Like I said, I want this to be a part of your lifestyle and not something that you're just doing because you want to look a certain way for the summertime, even though that's a great starter. Now it's like, okay, I do this because it makes me feel good. I do this because it's me basically giving my family an example of how you should be living your life, and this is a form of self-love in itself. And if I'm being fully 100, like, I feel like summertime gets a bad reputation because everybody says I'll get serious in September or I'll just wait until the kids go back to school. But what if the summer wasn't about being perfect? What if it was just about practicing? Like, really, this is a practice. I tell my girls this all the time. This is a practice. You're practicing showing up to your sessions. You're practicing cooking more at home. You're practicing eating more protein. You're practicing becoming the woman you keep saying you want to be. Honestly, if you can just stay consistent during the summer, every other season, I really, truly feels gets easier as you grow in just living a healthy lifestyle. I also don't want y'all to think you have to prep every single meal. You honestly don't. Even if you prep, like I said earlier, that 1 to 2 proteins and a carb once a week, you've already made your week a lot easier. I'm big on buying a 90-second rice, 90-second beans, all those types of different things, frozen vegetables. Those keeping that stuff on hand, keeping those types of items on hand is what is going to keep you consistent. Just always having a backup plan before you actually need one, because guess what, life will get busy. Okay, you're going to already have something to fall back on. Like, I don't feel like making this 20-minute rice. I'm going to make this 90-second rice. Here, I'm just showing y'all my go-to snack. This has honestly have been saving me when I'm not hungry. So many times I'm not hungry. And I know you ladies feel me on this. I had sourdough toast available to me, so that's what I made it on. It was so delicious. It was very savory, but honestly, I like to do it on rice cakes because it's just cleaner and it's easier and it's healthier. But again, we're using what we have on hand. This is 100 calories per tablespoon, so I am actually going to measure this out because I don't want to make this a high calorie snack or a lunch, if that makes sense. And I don't have no light mayo. I got regular mayo. I'm a regular girly at the house. Okay, this is what I got. This is what I'm using. I'm just being mindful of portions, and this is what I mean. Just having the necessary items in house to make sure that we're making healthier decisions. So I just weigh out everything, honestly. Just throw it on the scale, mix it all up, do. This is just how I stay disciplined. One thing I've had to tell my girls on and off is like, stop making everything this all or nothing. Okay, that's something that I've been learning this year, is that discipline doesn't always look exciting and fun. Like, this may not look exciting and funny, y'all. Y'all could probably jazz it up a little bit more, but who really got avocados at the house all the time to make it cute, or tomatoes? I don't. I truly don't. But look at these potatoes. This is how they're gonna look. So delicious, so tasty. Make sure you season them. You're gonna love these. Just pop them in the air fryer throughout the week, and you're like, I should have been making this a long time ago. You can do your sweet potatoes like this. Maybe next time I'll do the sweet potatoes like this, so you can actually see how those come out as well. They taste like candy, and they're so good for you. If there's one thing I hope you take away from today's video, is this: stop trying to overhaul your entire life, everybody. Pick one habit, pick it until it feels normal, then build from there. Because the woman who reaches her goals aren't doing everything perfectly. They're just doing the basics consistently. And maybe for you, that starts with spending 1 hour in the kitchen this week. Future you is going to be so thankful that you actually did it.
All right, ladies, that brings us to the end of today's video. We got our meal prep for the next 2.5 days-ish. If it's just you, it should last you at least 2 days. Because again, I don't like to eat the same thing for 5 days straight. We're gonna mix it up a little bit later. I'll probably do ground beef, probably do a steak or something like that. The codfish, like I showed y'all earlier. Making sure that your food is still fresh is gonna make you want to eat it more. So make sure that you do different combinations, and that's why I like this style. I tell my clients all the time, you don't gotta put them in meal prep containers unless you want to. Sometimes I'll post videos like that, but for today, I just wanted to make sure that I showed you realistically what I'm doing in this season for the summertime. So we're getting fit, we're getting trim, we're getting lean, okay? Building the body. And you hear my baby? Y'all hear my baby? Okay, yeah. Yeah, get your meal plan. If you haven't already, click the link below. Or save this video and come back to it and, steal my recipes, because my food actually tastes good. Oh, okay. Hello. Say hello. Oh, okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, you want my kisses?